Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Excited to dive into a Training Thursday episode today. We've got a lot of content on this particular show. This one was by popular request. After just a few weeks ago, I went through a new training routine that I'm getting into myself, and people wanted to hear more about these types of workouts. And since we're dealing with so many people in our private practice that are overcoming post-viral inflammatory-based issues, I also did a show a few weeks back on that. So what I want to do to make it really easy for you is to get everything all in the same place. Head on over to stephencabral.com/1938. That's where all the show notes will be. There's no opt-in or anything like that. Super simple to go right over there. And I'll link up the previous shows, which is going over, virus and long-term illness workout. That was episode 1903. And I'm also going to link up my new daily workout routine. That was episode 1896. All right. So everything will be right over at stephencabral.com/1938. Today, we're going to be going over a low strain workout that still gets you great results in the gym. So meaning that, let's say you work out, you exercise, but you're exhausted the next day, or you're really sore the next day, or you have brain fog the next day, or you feel inflamed. Those are all common issues that I see in my practice, not in your everyday person, but in a very large segment of the population. And those people are just kind of being told, well, to train through it or do more foam rolling, and again, none of those, those people giving you those recommendations aren't coming from a bad place, but they just don't understand how the exercise is triggering more cytokines or histamines or inflammation in the body, and they're exhausting the central nervous system, which disrupts what's called the HPA axis, which affects your adrenals or at least your stress hormone output. That can also affect your thyroid as well. So all these workouts can actually be, believe it or not, lowering your metabolism. And I've talked a lot about that in terms of thyroid. And if you want to learn more about thyroid, you can just click on the thyroid category at stephencabral.com/podcast, which talks all about your thyroid and metabolism. So here's the thing though. I want to get right into this today. I'm going to share with you a new workout that I'm going to be doing one day of the week, which is going to be a lower strain workout that is going to still allow me to get in a full body workout. So working the entire body, but only 1 to 2 sets. So let me share why. The more sets that you do for a given body part, the more that you are training that body part to exhaustion. And if it's a full body exercise, let's say like a deadlift or something like that, you're still training the body then to exhaustion. And so what we need to do is we need to say, okay, we're going to do a full body workout. We're not going to train one body part to exhaustion. And we're also not going to be doing sets that keep progressing to get heavier and heavier until we ultimately fail at a certain number of reps. Now, I do want you to know those types of workouts are very beneficial. They lead to an increase in hypertrophy. They can lead to an increase in strength. They can increase a lot of other factors for your body. However, for people that are looking for a lower strain workout to give their nervous system a bit of a break, but still maintain or get great results in terms of their body definition and their overall strength and their overall immune system, we can't exhaust them. So what we are going to do is we're going to do a workout that does not take things to failure, that does not lead to progressive overload in any one workout. You can progress each week based on how sore you are, because if you're not sore after that workout the next day or the day after with DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, you can actually progress the following week. You can add a little bit more weight. So that's the nice thing, or even a couple more reps. So what I'm going to have you do today, I'm going to give you these 10 exercises. So it's a lot of exercises. You might say 10 exercises. That sounds like a ton. Well, a typical workout to get the type of results you're really looking for, again, there's always caveats to every rule, all right? So I don't want to say that there isn't. However, most workouts, in order to get the results you're looking for about 5 exercises times a minimum of about 3 working sets, okay? There are all sorts of different books written about, oh, you really only need 8 reps, this or that. But you read the book and then you realize they're doing 3 warm-up sets before they get to that one set of 8. So what are we looking at? Well, we're still really looking at 4 sets and we're looking at 24 reps, right? So it's like people can state it however they want, but volume does matter. Like it matters in terms of your muscles because you can't just do nothing and expect a good result, right? So we're going to get some volume in there, but it's not going to lead to the strain. So we're going to do 10 exercises, which is going to be what? 10 sets, right? And for those people that are a little bit more advanced, instead of doing the 5 times 3 or 5 times 4, which is for the 20, let's say it's 15 to 20 sets for a normal workout, we're actually going to do 10 to 20 total sets. However, only 1 to 2 sets per body part versus 3 to 4. Right? So a typical workout, 3 to 4 sets. Sometimes it's 5 by 5, which means 5 reps times 5 sets for more strength-based. But we're going to do 1 to 2 sets. The first week's only going to be 1 set. That's it. Can't do less than 1 set, right? That's it. So we're going to do 1 set. And our rep range is going to be in the 12 to 15 rep range. So why wouldn't we do 8 reps or 10 reps? Because those are great rep ranges, no doubt about it. 5 reps is a great rep range. 3 reps can be a great rep range depending if you're training for more neurological based strength, right? 5 reps, great for strength, absolute strength. What about 8 reps? Well, we're starting to get strength and hypertrophy. What about 10 reps? More like 8 to 12. Well, we're starting to look now more at hypertrophy in there. How about then when we get to 15? Well, less overall strength output, which means less strain on the central nervous system, more on the direct muscles themselves, and more towards even aerobic-based fatigue rather than anaerobic. It is anaerobic. We're still lifting weights, right? But we're not really, I want to say this, like we're not blowing out the nervous system, right? We're not destroying the nervous system, straining to get out those last couple reps. So the big takeaways is this. First week is going to be 1 total round. Okay, 1 set of all these 10 exercises. So 1 total round. We are going to do about 80% of our maximum. That's it. So if you could do 15 reps, like that's your absolute maximum of this, we're going to do 12. That's it. Okay, we're not going to do more than that. You want to leave 2 to 3 reps in the tank that you would have to force out, okay? You're still going to push yourself. This is not an easy workout. We're just not going to push ourselves to failure, all right? Failure would be your last rep. So if you stop at 12, you're like, I could have done 3 more, but they would have been, pushing myself and really straining. Good. We're going to stop when there's major strain on the body. We're going to get a great workout, but we're not going to force ourselves to strain through a rep. All right, so because I really have to drive that home because that's what exhausts the nervous system, right? Muscles are easy to recover. That's what a lot of people kind of overlook, even in the fitness industry. It's easy to recover from muscle soreness. It is not easy to recover from nervous system fatigue, which is what true burnout is. You never get burnout from muscle-based fatigue. Those muscles will recover even from the hardest workout in about 72 hours, right? So if you work out Monday, definitely by Thursday, you're recovered, right? So with understand that, but nervous system fatigue from Epstein-Barr virus, from myalgic encephalomyelitis, from any type of viral-based load, from mitochondrial-based issues, Lyme, these things really wipe out the nervous system, the mitochondria. So it takes a little longer to recover. You still can recover. I'm living proof of that, right? I had Addison's disease. Doesn't get too much worse than that in terms of nervous system-based fatigue. I had myalgic encephalomyelitis, CFS, Addison's, whatever you want to refer to it as, POTS, right? I had exercise intolerance syndrome, which is another syndrome being thrown around. But here's the thing. You can still work out, and believe it or not, it will help your recovery as long as you do not strain and exhaust the body. You should always leave feeling better and more energetic than when you came in. That's another one. Okay. We're also never going to fall below 10 to 12 reps. We're going to aim for the 12 to 15 rep mark for each one of these 10 exercises. Okay. So we're going to stay basically at 12 to 15 repetitions. We're also not going to use a limited range of motion. A limited range of motion can keep more stress on the nervous system more of the time using a heavier load. I want you to use a full range of motion for every exercise that you're completing within your normalcy, right, of what you can move, okay? And we're going to use 10 exercises. However, you may only do the first 4 or so the first week. Depends on, again, how exhausted you are. But most people listening to this, they're already tired, they're already fatigued, they want a little bit of a lower strain workout. I use this a lot when I'm traveling. So I have now that the world is opening back up a bit, I've got travel about once a month now. So with that, when I'm at a gym, I know I can do this workout. Here's why. It only takes a band, which I can bring from home. I always travel with a band in my suitcase, so I can do this in my hotel room. A light pair of dumbbells would be great too. Okay, so let's get into it. The workout, again, is full body. 12 to 15 repetitions, unless I state otherwise. Only 1 set for the first week. If you're not sore at all the next day or the day after the workout, great. You can keep the same weight and the same reps and do 2 sets the following week and then progress from there. All right, so we're going to do a full body workout. And again, all the exercises are going to be listed at stevencabral.com/1938. And we're going to try to find a photo for every single one of these exercises. So again, to make it easy, stevencabral.com/1938. And that is how we'll just make it easier all on one spot. Okay. So first exercise is going to be, and we're going to try to keep this standing whenever we can, right? So we're going to use what's called closed chain exercises. We're going to try to keep the feet on the ground, which also allows us to do what? Well, it works more muscle groups. Standing exercises versus seated exercises on average allow you to work about 30% more muscle. You're essentially engaging a lot more stabilizer muscles. So we have to plant our feet. We need to bend our knees a little bit. We need to engage our core. So we're going to do a standing chest press. One more important note here is that when we're doing the exercises, we're not going to do unilateral exercises. That's basically one side at a time. Unilateral exercises are phenomenal, right? Phenomenal. But if you're doing unilateral exercises, you need to cut this workout in half in terms of exercises, because when you do your right side for 15 and then your left side for 15, you've really done 2 different sets. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. If you don't get what that is, that's okay. That you don't have to understand that to make this effective. So we're basically just going to be working both arms or both legs at the same time today. That's it. So we are doing a 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, cable chest press, keeping your rib cage lifted, and you're going to squeeze out in front of you. Okay, you're going to squeeze your pectorals, not lock out your elbows. You're going to breathe in, coming back till your thumbs almost touch the front of the shoulders, which are your anterior deltoids, and then you'll squeeze back together, really feeling the muscles that you're working with, your pectoral muscles, your anterior deltoids, and of course, you're engaging your core. All right, directly after that, we are going to do a back row, okay? So what I want you to do is use the same band or cables you just did for your chest press. But I'm going to have you drop down just a little bit into a squat. But you have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Drop down a little bit, get some tension on that band, and then I'm going to have you row back. So now your thumbs, again, almost come to the front of those shoulders. But now you're working your back muscles and you're stretching open your chest, which is great for posture. Now, you want to do this, but you want to drop down a little bit, because what I find is that most people shrug their shoulders when they row, and you don't want to do that. You actually want to what's called depress and retract your shoulder blades together. So you want to keep your shoulders down, shoulder blades down, and then pull them together, okay? So you're rowing down and back, all right? Down and back, and you're working on your posture. 12 to 15 reps to match your chest press, because this is the balancing exercise. So this is a very balanced workout. Next up, we are going to move now over to our goblet squats. And our goblet squats are going to be holding a dumbbell just by the head of the dumbbell with the other part hanging down, so right here, or holding onto a kettlebell on those horns of that kettlebell, right? The handle of the kettlebell. Now I want you to hold the kettlebell at chin height. A lot of people hold it too low. If you hold it too low, it gets easier. We want you to hold it a little higher, right at chin height, so you can still see over the kettlebell into a mirror if you're using a mirror for form. And the closer you hold it to your body, the easier it is. Try holding that kettlebell or dumbbell 6 inches away from your chin. If you do that, now you're going to really feel that core and your abs and your lower back fire up. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to hold that goblet squat position the whole time with the dumbbell here. I want you to squat down to whatever you feel comfortable with. You can sit back under a chair if you want, and then stand back up. I want you to do that for 12 to 15 reps. So again, I can't tell you the right weight for you, but choose an appropriate weight based on your ability to do 12 to 15 reps, but never more than 80% of max, meaning no forcing out reps. Okay, the next exercise after the goblet squats is going to be the band shoulder press. So we just basically went from your chest press, your back work, you did a goblet squat, big muscles. Now, a little bit smaller muscles, we're doing a shoulder press. A lot of people don't like to do shoulder presses. They're worried about the shoulder girdle. I understand it. I get it. The problem is this. In daily life, we definitely reach over our head. We definitely have to pick heavy things up sometimes and put them up on a shelf. Like we just have to. We definitely pick up our kids sometimes. We want to be able to play sports where we don't lose our strength. You want strength with an overhead motion. So you can do this with dumbbells, and to make it easier, don't use a barbell because that's much harder on the shoulders. Move your elbows in slightly so that it's not quite 45-degree angles. And then you can just press all the way overhead using a full range of motion, coming back down, not all the way to your arms rest on your shoulders, but just a couple inches above the lateral deltoids, the side of your shoulders, and then right back up. Now you can do this with a band. You can simply stand on the band. You can do it with cables by putting the cable pulleys all the way to the bottom. It's up to you. However you want to do it, really easy. You're just going to do 12 to 15 reps. If there's any pain, do not press through that pain. All right, so that's exercise number 4. Exercise number 5 is a favorite of mine, and I like to give it to anybody that will listen. And these are called farmer's walks. What's a farmer's walk? Well, interesting. So you're holding onto not hay barrels or whatever they're called, hay bushels. You're holding onto 2 dumbbells, okay? So you can use kettlebells, you can use dumbbells, you could use sandbags, you can use whatever you want. It just has to be weights. And you're going to hold on to 2 equal weights. And you're going to pull your shoulders back, your shoulders down. You're going to keep your core engaged. Don't sway your lower back. And you're just going to walk up and down the gym or your room or whatever it is for 60 seconds. All right. Don't let those weights pull you down out of good posture. Keep your shoulders strong. This builds a good, strong shoulder girdle. It stabilizes your core muscles. It works your trapezius muscles. And it's really practical for everyday life, like just picking up something heavy, right? You want to be able to do that. I like 60 seconds of work, just working back and forth. If you can't do that, that's okay. You can do 30 seconds. And of course, always work your way up. Next exercise is going to be a Romanian deadlift, one of the best exercises that you can do, super functional, because again, sometimes you have to pick things up, but you can't squat all the way down to pick it up because you might be leaning over something. All right, so you're going to keep about a 20-degree bend in your knees, and you're going to keep dumbbells by your sides or a band in front of you, and you're going to let your hips move backwards, believe it or not, to start this exercise. So it's called a hip hinge. Your hips move backwards and the dumbbells move straight down or the bands move down. So it's called a Romanian deadlift. I'm going to link up exactly what that exercise looks like at stevencabral.com/1938. The Romanian deadlift, though, is so powerful because it works your calves, your hamstrings, and your glutes and your lower back. So basically, the entire was called posterior chain, which helps strengthen your posture. And honestly, unless you round out your lower back or look down or tuck your chin to your chest, which you shouldn't do at any time, you should only go as low as you can with a good neutral spine, then again, if you do that, it's one of the most powerful exercises in the world because these are the muscles that get weak on people and they get shortened. Like your hamstrings get shortened, right? Glutes get weak. Romanian deadlifts, one of the best exercises out there. All right. So really important, again, use whatever you can. You could even just do body weight if you needed to for 15 reps the first week if you felt like it was going to be too much strain in your lower back. It's always okay, right? That's never an issue. I just always want you to know that. I'm going to just keep it at 2 leg exercises today, and I'm going to share with you why right now. The leg exercises, which are the goblet squat and the Romanian deadlift, are going to be the most exhausting for people with nervous system issues, and they might even have to take them out in the beginning. If you're someone recovering from any type of autonomic nervous system burnout, I actually in the very beginning couldn't do any leg exercises because leg exercises require the most autonomic nervous system work, the most central nervous system work. Okay, so they require the most muscle strain, and the strain goes onto the nervous system. So if you're doing them, just even do body weight for right now. Your goblet squats might just be body weight. Your Romanian deadlifts, they might just be body weight or very, very lightweight. Okay, so just always remember that. Their leg exercises are going to provide the most benefit for your metabolism because they're working, well, about 2/3 of the body, right? They're working the majority of the muscle, which is between your kneecap and the top of your hip bone. However, they also provide the most strain. So if you need to, you'll remove those or you'll just do them body weight. And that's okay because, again, we all start at different places and then we can eventually work up from there. Okay. A couple more, get in a little bit of easier exercises now. Now, easier just means less strain, but a lot more fun. So if you wanted to, you could stop here, and that would be 6 grade exercises. But if you want to do a few more fun ones, we can do that. So the first one's going to be a band tricep press down. This is just simply to strengthen the muscles around the elbow all the way up to the shoulder. You're going to keep your chest up, you're going to hold the band, and you're going to press straight down. Breathe in, coming up, straight down. There are obviously much more complicated tricep exercises, but that's not actually our goal today. Our goal is low strain, high results. All right, the next one, super easy. It's going to be a bicep curl, okay? We're going to stand to that band again. I like bands for bicep curls because it's constant tension, which is really nice. So you're going to stand on the band and you're going to use the handles and you're just going to pull up without moving your elbows way up in front of you. You're going to keep your elbows by your side for good form. Okay, so we've got a little bit of arm work, which is never a bad thing, right? We get a little bit of arm work in there. We're going to do just a bit more now for the shoulders before we get into one exercise for the core. So one of the reasons that I want to add just a little bit more for the shoulders is because so many people ask me just for simple exercises that help tone the arms. I'm going to put tone in air quotes because you'll never actually tone the muscles without actually burning off some of the body fat. So definitely check out my previous podcast for nutrition and functional medicine detox, all the different things that help with inflammation and help with water retention and help with body fat, all those great things. But a lateral raise, and the reason why I want to add to this today is simply I wanted to share with you form in this. So many people are doing lateral raises with their arm bent at a right angle. Don't do that, all right? 2, you're lifting too much weight. Okay, so what you want to do is a lateral raise. You're going to hold 2 dumbbells right around your waist level, and then you're going to come up, and the arm is only going to have about 30 degrees of flexion. So the dumbbells come way over your body, almost like you're doing that strongman event exercise where you're holding the 2 heavy axes. Well, this time you're just holding some dumbbells, right? You can even use a band, but it's not going to work nearly as well as some dumbbells. Come down slowly. Don't let the dumbbells touch. That's another point I wanted to share with you. Don't rest or let the dumbbells touch. Let the dumbbells come about 6 inches apart and then right back up. Breathe in on the way down. Exhale on the way up, okay? And this is going to work more of that lateral deltoid, and it's going to allow for the strength in the shoulder. I think that's really important. Too many people neglect their shoulders. And the last one of the day is a little bit of core work. We already got a lot of core work with what? Our standing exercises, our farmer's walks, our goblet squat for the abs, our Romanian deadlift for the lower back, but we're going to do just a little bit more because we want to get a good rotational exercise in there. So I'm going to have you sit down on the ground in a V pose, which means your feet up in the air. You keep your knees a little bent if you need to in the beginning. You're back at about a 45-degree angle with your core engaged. Now, if this is the first time ever doing this, great. Just do a 60-second V pose. If that's easy, then you'll do some rotations side to side. I want to hit my microphone here if you're watching this on video, side to side with your arms outstretched. And if that gets easy, for 15 reps to each side, which is 30 total back and forth. Then what I want you to do is hold a medicine ball, hold a light dumbbell, anything really, and you're going to go side to side, always looking forward. Don't twist your neck, and just let the thoracic part of your spine, which is your mid-back, rotate side to side. Great for the obliques. Great for the core, great for thoracic mobility as well. So this is it. I just want you to do one. I know it seems like a lot, but I'm going to have it all written out at stephencabral.com/1938. I'll write out the exercises. I'll put the images in there. My team will get those for you. And you can carry it to the gym. You can print it out however you want to do it, but you only need to do one set the first week, okay? That's it. One set, not to failure, even just body weight. Move through the motions. And I'm telling you right now, if you progress, just how I said, very slowly, very carefully, it's going to allow you to get a great full body workout that you might just do a couple times a week, this workout, with remarkable results as you begin to get stronger with that nervous system as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, this podcast was based on your pick for a topic. So I'm always open to what you suggest. Feel free to write it in the comments. I always read those. So do feel free to share. And of course, if this podcast was helpful, please do feel free to share it with anyone else you believe it could serve. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. And before you go, I want to make sure that you know that EquaLife is back. We are back offering our full spectrum, organic, and USA grown hemp oil, or CBD oil as it's known, over at equilibriumcbd.com. That is our sister site, and that is because we are not able to offer CBD oil over on Equa.life. The powers that be have finally allowed us to offer CBD oil again. Many of you who have been with us for a while know that we offered literally the highest quality, most efficacious product in the market just about 2 years ago, before we were shut down from offering CBD oil. Well, we've tried really hard, we worked really hard, and finally we are back. So it is over at equilibriumcbd.com, but since it's been a while and many of you still haven't experienced really the power of using cannabinoids for healthy inflammatory-based responses, as well as calming the mind and body, that I wanted to make sure that you got a free bottle. So all qualifying orders right now over at Equa.life, over $129, are going to get a free bottle shipped to them. This is our all organic, full spectrum, 250 milligram CBD bottle that you can use on a daily basis if you'd like, or whenever you need it. And again, this will ship completely free to you on all orders over $129 inside of the US. Unfortunately, we cannot ship this internationally. That's not our rule. That is the international rules, that we're not able to ship CBD oil around the world. So right now, again, all qualifying orders, you won't actually see it say CBD because we can't list that on EquaLife. It will say calming oil. That is how you know you will be getting your free bottle while supplies last. So while supplies last, all orders over $129 over at Equa.life, get your free bottle of the CBD. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. This has all the clinical effects that is talked about inside of CBD-based research, and I know that it's going to work for you. Head on over to Equa.life while supplies last.